There's quite a lot of misconceptions about Stoicism. I suppose the classic one is that Stoicism's this unemotional philosophy of life. What is the biggest misconception about Stoicism that you think is important to put straight, for someone who is maybe slightly informed? Is there something that you're like, this is really important, pay attention to this, or this is what people are telling you, it's not accurate?
Yeah, I mean, I think there are a few things on there. And obviously the first one is, the lack of emotion. And that, and when I talk to people, I kind of explain, well, the part of the reason why that came about and why the term Stoic means what it does today, small s Stoicism, as we call it, um, is simply that the Stoics, when something was going south, there was calamity happening, the Stoics, because they had practiced that discipline, weren't reacting like everybody else. So something's happening, they are running around like a chicken with their head cut off. They're taking their time and they're, or at least they're controlling their reactions to things. And it's not that they don't feel those emotions, it's just they have control over their own emotions. And so over time, when something bad was happening and people were freaking out and the Stoic was nice and calm, they're just like, he must be, disconnected from his emotions because everybody else is freaking out and he's not, or she's not. So there must be something, they must be disconnected and it's that whole idea of, when people have that idea that circumstances are the things that control your emotions. And I try to, and so, as kind of an example I give to people, I'm like, if circumstances controlled your emotions, if that was something that was strictly true, then two people missing the same bus should have the exact same reaction. Mm-hmm. If one of them freaks out, then the other one should be freaking out if circumstances controlled our emotions. But, two people miss the same bus. One person goes, well, I guess, I'm going to sit down and read a book while I'm waiting for the next one, and is chill with his time and totally relaxed. And the other one might be freaking out and all sorts of angry about it, and I use that as an example to show that it's the way that you think about your situation that causes your emotions. Yeah, I think that right there is probably one of the biggest things that, most people, when they ask me, it's just all about, aren't they emotionless? Don't they feel anything? And it's like, they feel their emotions dramatically. They're just masters of their emotions. And, they're kind of like a Zen master in some ways. They feel all of the things. They just understand that it's, it's kind of like the weather, it's raining this morning, it's sunny this afternoon. Your emotions are kind of the same way. And sometimes you just have to sit with them and they pass on by.